man.
he's like, take your clothes off. He's like,
When he does,
dude,
when he
stop
pulls
being
out,
gay.
when he
You think
pulls
all these
out-
people are going to care? It's called male bonding. Haven't you seen Wild
when
Hogs?
he pulls
Here, let
out
me
the
help you with that.
drawer and he's like, she was
Steve's
like,
novel.
she said to me, she
Peter
said,
Dragons.
Peter
Tracks in the
Dragons.
sand.
she goes, well, you probably should have gone to an art school. Okay.
We're
This
listening.
happens every time I get into a serious
I'm-
thing.
we're listening.
Most of my stories are jokes.
Sorry,
and
sorry.
this is-
Did you hear the book?
I did.
What was it? Say
I
it.
don't know.
You don't
Tracks
know.
in the sand.
I'm just
No,
trying
no,
to move on.
Peter Dragons.
Steve wrote a book. It's called Peter Dragons. Tracks in the sand.
because it's dragging in the sand.
God damn it.
All right, continue.
All right, sorry.
We're listening. We just had to take a detour for a second.
Just a little
Detour?
giggle. Just a
A
little
detour.
A detour.
A
It's the
deter.
Canardian.
A deter.
I went to the advisor and
It's not playing with it.
It's showing it in its glorious.
Technically, it'd be dressing it up.
Oh my God. Could you
Remember we
imagine?
talked about this?
Put a little cape on
we
it.
we were talking about Steve Carell's movie where he like had little rats
Yeah.
and stuff like that. We talked about making an OnlyFans.
that movie makes
like
me
that.
so uncomfortable. I get so
like in a little
Secondary.
like
yeah.
secondary awkward.
little tie and a a suit.
Funny.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
put like little googly eyes on it too?
Yeah,
and then
it's
you
just
move
it's
it
just
around.
theatrical. It's like a little theme, like a little small miniature set.
You do a different skit every
put a
time.
mustache
yeah, do a
on it.
different skit each time.
It's funny.
Do you think of
Genius.
like some of the great movies?
Yeah. Oh. See, we were trying to figure out how to take it. And we
Okay.
couldn't get further.
Boom.
Than
You
that.
needed,
That's
hacked
great.
out.
you needed an advertising.
Yeah, it's like
version. Let me tell you
Shawshank
what.
Redemption. It's
Do
like
it. Do an episode of Seinfeld.
Come
Just
on,
all
dude.
dicks. Kramer comes in. I'm out. What? I'm out of the contest. But it's with a dick.
that's genius. Well, welcome back again. I'm Wally. That's your host, Steve. We have Tara over here. Today we're reviewing another movie
Which movie?
here on the Decision Reel. It's a personal favorite of Steve's, one that I really enjoy more now that I've seen it again after years. Maybe Tara enjoys. I don't know. You have to stick around to find out. Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
I'd give that like a 60%. That was like a
That was
D.
pretty good.
That was like a
That's
D.
decent.
We tried something new here. I put him on the spot. Said Wally, give me the
I'm
intro.
not one to turn down a challenge.
It was good. We're here. Decision Reel. Wally, Tara, Steve. Hot Tub Time Machine. What are you gonna say?
Great White Buffalo.
I don't understand why you saying that.
Tara
Great
also
White
provided us with blueberry twisted teas.
We got the blueberries.
And these are good.
Thank you. Yeah, they're
I don't
great.
have
They're
one.
actually
I
good.
have
What are you
some.
drinking?
I have spiked eggnog in my brand new cup that my
Going hard in the paint.
sister got me for Christmas.
Oh, Central.
Newly
I know
engaged.
it's a Central Perk, but it's still like a kind
yeah.
of cup that I like.
Sure.
Oh, is that considered a tumbler?
Mm,
What is a tumbler?
no.
You can
Necessarily.
tumble around with it and it doesn't.
I feel like
Semi-sealed.
I call them tumblers still, but I don't actually
will
know.
spill if you try hard enough. That's what a tumbler is. That's exactly
So
what a tumbler
yes.
is. Yeah,
So then maybe yes.
Speaking of tumbling, we're gonna tumble into this review.
Oh, God.
Shotgun to the
Wow.
dick.
I'd be great at it.
I heard you got lots of boyfriends. No, he's like
No,
I got
he-
lots of girlfriends.
He said, "I have lots
Hot
of girlfriends, hot ones. You have lots of boyfriends, gay ones."
Yes,
Which,
perfect.
duh, if he's got boyfriends.
Me and
obviously
Wally
they'd
were
be
talking
gay.
earlier of how many jokes there are in this movie, and I
A
feel
lot.
like it's like 30 every 30 seconds. There's a good one.
I would go as far as to say I feel like this one challenges Step Brothers to a lot of as far as one-liners and stuff. Like this
Oh,
is
yeah.
a quotable
Oh yeah.
comedy.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
Are we raping?
Are we?
Hold on. No, we're not.
it's
I'm
just
about to come. He's like, Shiloh Bluff.
Dropping loads.
Dropping loads.
Dude, I don't know if this was just my group of friends, but we quoted this movie and still do
Oh,
to
yeah.
each other.
you lasted like 10 minutes.
It was good.
Did I
It
come?
was hot. I think I came.
Oh yeah, that's what.
I think. I can't even.
I don't get fat.
Ugh.
Yeah, right in. Ugh, yeah, every time. This movie to me is like the epitome of my type of comedy. Like this is what makes me giggle the most. I don't even know how you would put like your thumb on what it is.
No, it's the same with me. It's like the buddy comedy type of stuff that has the one-liner comedy. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not like slapstick.
LaBeouf.
like slapstick
Shut up, love.
funny isn't my thing. Where it's just like, you know,
You just like the good
but
jokes.
like the one-liners and it just being very like fluid almost, where it doesn't seem like they're acting. It just seems like
It's a little
they're
dirty.
just fucking with each
Right.
other.
You
the whole
keep it in
time.
your closet?
Yeah.
Is it a fetus? I don't know.
he's like, take your clothes off. He's like,
When he does,
Dude,
when he
stop
pulls
being
out,
gay.
when he
You think
pulls
all these
out-
people are going to care? It's called male bonding. Haven't you seen Wild
when he
Hogs?
pulls
He'll
out
help
the
you with that.
drawer and he's like, sex, cocks, and dicks isn't here.
What about
There's no
what about
cocks.
cocks? What
No,
about
there's no.
dicks?
What about dicks? No, none of it. It's not there.
See, you want to think you want a full on rager, right? But no, you don't want to feel
You don't
like
wanna
you want a
look
little
too
you want
eager.
a little
Just take a
chub
look.
going.
Just take a look.
Just a little chub
You
going.
don't
He's
wanna
like, here,
look
let
too
me
eager
help
like
you there.
Look what I'm working with
See,
here.
like,
Chevy Chase coming out and just going,
yeah. Dude, Chevy just being in this movie
yeah, so random.
at the time, great. Now I'm not a Chevy guy anymore. I used to kind of be a Chevy guy,
Until
and
everyone
then
realized what kind of person he was.
until it came out that he was the biggest piece of shit of all
Oh, yeah.
time.
Speaking of, just to like, because Christmas was just Monday,
Yes.
I have to real quick talk about what I keep seeing online
Okay.
these days, at least with our generation.
Okay.
And it's people watching Christmas Vacation and realizing that Clark was actually a villain and his neighbors that were just trying to have a child-free, like, modern, quiet existence were not villains.
I have to admit something.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen any Christmas Vacation or
Any of the
any
vacations.
The only vacation
They're
I've
The
great.
new
seen
one?
They're great.
is the new one
With Ed Helms?
Yeah, which is not good, but also kind of passably funny.
When Chris Hemsworth, though, walks into that room and
Puts
he
his
just
leg
puts
up,
his
yeah,
leg
yeah.
up and he's just like,
And then just itches
Yeah.
it.
yeah. And he's like, all right.
It's good.
But yeah.
Even Chris Hemsworth in the new or not the new Ghostbusters, I guess, the all-woman Ghostbusters,
He's good.
Hilarious.
He's good with comedy. He really is. I think
itches his eyeballs
he's
through
one
the
of those
glasses.
ones where with like similar to like what we've talked about with Mark Wahlberg, where like you saw them in these other roles, these serious, these action roles so much that once they plopped them into a comedy, at first you were like, and then you see it and you're like, okay, wait, why are they really funny?
Right, they found their legs. Channing Tatum, right? Like
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah.
Like I remember seeing the first
Hilarious.
right?
Yeah.
I remember seeing the first trailer for 21 Jump Street. I was like, oh, really? They're going with Channing?
You're right. That's the same thing. When Mark Wahlberg did The Other Guys,
Mhm.
I was like,
On a
Mark
peacock, I
Wahlberg
just
and
gotta
Will
fly.
Ferrell.
Fucking knew it.
What?
I'll talk to you about
Okay,
it
all right.
afterwards. No, you guys finish.
But I was
the
like, Mark
conversation.
Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. That's a weird like
And then
pairing, and then it was
works.
gold, and then it was just
Sometimes
like
it works,
it was gold.
and it definitely
And I
did.
feel like same thing with Chris Hemsworth, which is why the Thor movies just kept getting funnier because they were like, look, let's give this to him. He can obviously hang with some comedy. Let's
Oh, yeah.
let's throw him more of the comedy stuff. Which is why then Ragnarok was fucking
he's a good- he's a
hilarious
good
in
actor.
comparison to the
Oh, yeah.
first
He's not
Thor.
a bad actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Well, no, look at the
Oh yeah, he is.
No
yeah.
one talks about Thor the Dark World. Like there's
Oh,
stuff that the second one
Mhm.
where there's like
Blonde
the
Thor.
ether and everything. Like no one talks about that movie, and
I know,
there's a
I
reason
barely
for
remember,
it.
I think. the second
Exactly.
one. Yeah.
There was the whole Dark Elves thing was supposed to be a bigger deal in the MCU, and then that movie happened, and people went, "This kind of sucks."
Let's not do that.
Let's
Let's not do that.
just like they're doing now. They're shoving somebody under the rug because of getting arrested.
Who's this? What are we talking about?
Kang. There's not going to be
Oh,
the Kang
yeah.
dynasty anymore.
Yeah. Well,
or
he
they
got-
might recast
He
him.
got annulled or what? It turned out not to be true.
No, he
No, he did. He
got arrested
just now.
like
they've
2 weeks ago.
They just charged him.
Oh, I
He's-
thought
he's
I,
fully-
I could swear he'd.
No, they had still been going through all of that.
Oh,
So there
okay.
was a report that came out that said,
There were
"Oh,
back
it's
and
fake."
forth. Yeah, it
but
was
then
back
it
and forth.
finally went to trial, and he
And
got
fucking
Yeah.
booked.
Marvel axed him.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he's fired. So
I'm surprised they even did the movie in the interim period, like while all that was still.
Who's the big?
Well,
well,
I
you
don't
got to
now?
think. I mean, when did they film all this? Right.
But that was a couple years ago now. I mean,
well, yeah, but it didn't
that
come
movie
out.
just came out this year.
So
We saw that movie
Galactus?
this year.
Are we getting Galactus now? Who we getting?
Well, Loki season 2 just dealt with him as well. Like he was a major
Amazing.
part of
Mhm.
Loki season
It's
2.
That's
so
what I'm
fucking
saying.
good.
Like, and that
Have you
happened what
watched
like
it? Did you watch
like
it?
pandemic
Yeah.
year? What wasn't that like
Did you watch
2020,
it?
2021?
Yeah.
That happened.
Did you watch the second season of Loki?
Have you
I
watched
haven't
Loki?
watched the.
She's not
first
into
season.
that.
It's fucking phenomenal.
We haven't watched. Look, I always watch the movies,
Don't
but
you
I
dare
haven't.
say anything, Steve.
I haven't really watched. I haven't watched like the shows. We watched Hawkeye.
That was good. I
watched
liked Hawkeye.
but I haven't watched any of the other shows.
I
Like
like
I didn't watch
Haley Steinfeld,
WandaVision.
so.
I didn't watch. I haven't
You
watched
should
the
watch.
She-Hulk.
WandaVision
I
was
haven't
great.
watched like Loki.
She-Hulk was trash.
Do yourself a favor. WandaVision and Loki is all you need to watch.
I also haven't watched Black Widow the movie still.
You don't
Also
need to.
garbage.
But
Come
but
on,
decently
Florence
good.
though. Like I
Yeah,
want
she's
I
great.
love
like
Florence, but
It's-
garbage.
It's decently passable. Now,
It's garbage.
what's his face from Stranger Things being in it is amazing, but he's not like in the whole thing. David Harbour.
Yeah.
There's
him.
one scene. There's one scene in which they're all sitting at a dinner table. That's the only scene in the movie you need
Great.
to watch.
Phenomenal.
I
But the
love
rest of
him.
the movie garbage.
Loved
God,
him
I-
in Violent.
And she's
Violent
a great
Night.
actor.
Yeah.
I love
Oh, yeah.
Scarlett Johansson. She's fucking phenomenal. Anyways, real quick
wa-
tangent.
All right,
I've
what do
been
you got? What do
trying
you
to
got?
get this, trying to spit it out. It's directed
Sorry,
towards
go.
you. But you were talking about Christmas movies.
Mhm.
I watched A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And there's a little bully. Did you ever see that? A Christmas Story.
no.
Kid sticks his hand to the
You
shoot
haven't
your eye
seen A
out,
Christmas Story?
kid. It's one of the
Oh, the
best.
tongue thing. Yeah,
Where he
yeah,
wants
yeah.
to be yeah.
Yeah,
The,
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the kid in there is the bully.
Yeah.
Is your fucking
Yeah,
this guy.
I know.
Okay, yeah.
From
I was
Titus.
like, I saw his face. I was like, what the fuck?
Dave,
I went and looked up.
what's his name? Dave.
It is.
Zach.
Zach
something.
No,
Ward.
Zach Ward. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, wait, hold on. And I got in there. I looked it up, and I was like,
He
oh,
was
yeah.
also in a movie called Postal, which was made by Yul Bull, who did all those stupid like direct-to-DVD video game movies.
Wasn't he like a creep in some movie too? He was like a bad guy in something. But like not
Yes.
recent, but like
I
Yeah.
was confused at first.
He's
'cause
also in the first Transformers movie.
I thought he was the actor that played Rorschach
Um,
in because they kind
Watchmen.
of had the same. Yeah, they had the same vibe. And then when I looked it up, I saw that, and I was like,
That is-
oh shit.
I was gonna say that's Jackie Earl Haley.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's completely different.
Yep.
So,
But
anyways,
anyways.
what we're here to talk about? Maybe what?
Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo. A hot tub time machine.
You guys have to do it with me every time, just like they do. You have to say
I'm
it
gonna
when
do it
I
again.
say it. Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo.
The plot of Hot Tub Time Machine: a malfunctioning time machine at a ski resort takes a man back to 1986 with his two friends and nephew, where they must revive a fateful night and not change anything to make sure their nephew is born. I wouldn't say that's the plot of
No,
the movie. It
I
is.
mean, they
Making
do
sure the
need to
nephew was
do
born didn't happen until
Like-
later on.
But
once
they,
they realized
but
that was
they
almost the
did
end of the
know
movie.
because he was flickering right when they realized. They were like, "Well, I guess we need to."
Can somebody like hit me or something, and he just smacks him.
Max. I mean, it's his uncle. It's fine. That was fine.
Yeah,
John
that was
Cusack
him.
is
That
who
was
did
him.
it,
Yeah, that was him. Yeah. I look like Kid and Play. That's actually two people.
you fucked my mom in the ass.
No, he says in
What
the
he
past.
say?
In the past.
No, he says ass.
No, he says
I could
past.
swear he said
He
No,
says
ass.
past
it's
because
past.
they didn't fuck in the ass, or else he wouldn't have
I
been
know,
born.
but I could swear that's what he
No, he said, "I'm gonna fucking kill you for fucking
I
my mom
love
in the
how he
past."
was instantly
I thought it was
though.
ass.
No,
That's
He
fine.
was instantly though my son. Like as soon as he realized he was the dad, he was like my son.
They say the darndest things.
I love the attention to detail in this movie with world building and going from a bookend to bookend, right? So the beginning of the movie is Lou singing what song, trying to commit suicide,
Mhm,
right?
Yeah.
The end of the movie is him in the band now.
Wrote the song, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, 86, when did that... The only qualm you could say is Motley Crue is already a band, so did he just kick Vince Neil out? Like, hey, look, guys, I got the better
Was
songs.
it? What year was it supposed to be? I don't remember.
When did that song
86.
So it was supposed to be 86 when they went back.
It
to.
went
That was
back.
86.
So Motley Crue started like in the 70s. So for them to
he would have had to join.
right now, they did have some tumultuous, years there where they weren't sure that they were staying a band, and maybe they kicked out Vince Neil and he came in and did whatever.
1981.
Right. So
And the Home Sweet Home,
right.
which is the ending song, was 85.
So you could say he
You-
kicked. Maybe
you
he
think they had
murdered
like
Vince
a Judas
Neil.
Priest thing or something like that? And he just
Maybe.
went in there.
And you know
He
what?
just went and was like, look, I mean, because he became rich, so he could have just went and been like, look, I'm now your lead singer.
Right.
Could be.
Like, hey, guess what, guys? I
Oh,
got
Motley
more.
Lue
I know what's gonna happen.
and Lugal.
Motley
Wait,
Crue.
so like if you're gonna look at like porn or something on the internet, you're gonna go to Lugal? Yeah, I made some Lugal maps.
I also him and the mom, him and his wife, when they're like yelling at each other while they're cooking barbecue, that is Carrick and I's relationship. I feel
Fucking hate you.
I fucking hate you.
with
so
with a
funny.
smile on
Oh,
the
yeah.
face. I fucking hate you.
You burnt the crab cakes again. No, I didn't, because that's how I like them.
God, I fucking love that lady. I love your mom.
Lugal, or the guy who plays
Lugal,
Lugal,
Lugal.
Lou, anything he's been in is great.
Gold.
I don't know why he hasn't been in more stuff. Maybe because this type of movie has been kind of
like when he was in What Happens in Vegas with Ashton Kutcher, and he was Ashton Kutcher's like best friend.
Yeah, the wife wants me to grow out the bangs.
him and Cameron Diaz's friend in the like how they both had like their friend, the two of them together.
You know why?
It was Lake Bell. Yeah, Lake Bell and him in that movie were so funny together.
Weren't they making out or whatever at the? Yeah, the whole thing was they hate each other, but then when they show the video back at the end, they're like making out.
Yeah, they were making out.
I was thinking of the Heartbreak Kid.
With
where,
Ben
when
Stiller.
his wife was like, growing out the bangs.
That's a wild movie too.
It is. Where to watch this guy? If you have a subscription to Netflix, you can watch it on Netflix.
It's a first in a while.
I know.
It's on quite a few things. I saw.
Amazon, YouTube, Philo, Google Play, Apple TV, Redbox, and Vudu.
Because I checked Netflix first, and so I saw it on there. But then I was looking for something to watch on one of the other ones, Amazon or HBO Max. And as I was scrolling, it came up again. And I was like, oh my God, it's following me.
Starting January 1st, Amazon Prime now has ads.
I saw that.
Everybody's heading that direction.
And if you want to get no ads, $2.99 more.
Though.
Yeah, because we already pay how much?
We already do this. We did this to avoid
Everyone's
that already.
jumped on it. Everyone's doing it.
It's happening, and I hate it. And it's just the way of, hey, remember when you had a subscription to cable? Well, now you have like 4.
Also, January 1st is the first day that the Reputation tour won't be on Netflix anymore. So if you want to watch it like one more time.
You're talking about Taylor Swift?
Yeah, if you want to watch it one more time before it's gone.
Put a hat on.
Because it's actually.
I'm not going to tell you what type of hat and download it.
It's actually really good.
It's just a weird paradox. It's all just coming back to TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's all because I have the
Taylor version.
The Disney. No, I have the Disney Hulu combination.
Yeah.
Not with the ESPN, but I have that, and that's got ads now too, and it didn't prior.
Shouldn't it come
YouTube
with ESPN
just
Plus?
pushed all the ad blocker stuff, so you have to premium sub it up now just to have not have ads on YouTube.
I hate to say it that I do pay for YouTube Premium.
So they came out. So they're trying to.
But I watch a lot of YouTube. So,
but they're also trying to pay their people. Supposedly, I don't know how true that is, but everyone's like, since all these people are creators, they want to be able to pay them, and they said they were losing out on money because people weren't adding or sponsoring or subscribing.
And I get it. So to me, it's one of those things of how are they losing revenue if they're still paying the same amount of money to sponsor a video? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter that I'm not watching it because I have an ad blocker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're still paying the same amount of money to put an ad on a video. It's not per view.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe I don't know that.
Yeah, these people weren't losing money.
No. They're just using...
Exactly.
They're just using things to say things. Fucking YouTube. Anyways, Hot Tub Time Machine was written by Josh Heald and directed by Steve Pink. He was also the writer on Gross Point Blank, High Fidelity, and directed Accepted. What's the two?
Ask me about my
So
wiener.
he likes John Cusack.
Thank you. She got it. We've also reviewed on this channel, if you will, or this station,
Gross Point Blank
and High Fidelity. So we've done both of those.
I love Gross Point Blank. It's the shit.
I forgot how much I liked that movie until we watched it on this show, and I was like, oh my God.
Music's good.
This is good.
Music's good. And then
Really
you got fucking, what's his face at the end with the monologue?
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
Fucking Dan Aykroyd, yeah.
Dan Aykroyd.
Use this to ice down your marbles.
You guys have seen the new Ghostbusters trailer, right?
I refuse to watch the trailer because I want to go in
just
blind.
want it
I want to
blind,
go in blind. I really liked Afterlife. Now
I did too. I really liked it.
There's obviously some issues I have with it, and the main thing that people forget are that, I know why they're making the movies the way they're making it now, but Ghostbusters is a comedy movie. Ghostbusters Afterlife is not. There's jokes in it,
funny,
but it's more of a spectacle like Transformers or fucking Fast and Furious, which I get why they're doing it now. That's the way movies have to be if you're going to have a big budget action movie. That's what it seems like, where Ghostbusters was just a fucking comedy movie, and like, this man has no dick. Like, that's what I want.
True.
Right.
He has no dick.
You know what I mean? Like, if they made that movie today, I don't think it would be successful.
Dickless over here.
Well, you get what I'm saying? Like, if they did that, it's almost like, not that it would be canceled, but it would be like, what is this? This isn't what I want, you know?
Well, but then they did the all-girl one that was supposed to be just full-on dumb comedy, and it tanked.
Right. So that's the thing is, what are they trying to do there?
That was directed towards, like, young adults. And
Right.
That's what my son knows as Ghostbusters.
And
by the
that
way.
hurts.
The girl
I know,
one?
right? Yeah. My son's 14. And if you think about when that came out, that's probably right around the age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
oof.
my son knows Ghostbusters to that when I know the glory days
Right,
right.
of Ghostbusters.
I remember watching the Ghostbusters TV show,
Mhm.
the real Ghostbusters, and the guy
yeah,
had
yeah.
blonde hair with the swirl, and I was like, "Who is that? That's not fucking whoever it was."
I
but it was.
told my son him and I talked years ago when that movie came out, and I was talking to him about ad placement,
Mhm.
and I was like, "You have no idea who the Michelin Man is."
Right.
I was like, I know that for a fact. I was like, I know what it is because of a movie, not even because it's a fucking
Right, yeah,
entire
and-
thing.
and
Because,
they- perfect.
because back then there would have been no reason for us to know what that is. We weren't driving. We didn't need to
Exactly.
know, but because it was in the damn.
State Puff Marshmallow Man.
So, fun fact: my nickname as a baby was the Michelin Man because I was
All
so
your rolls.
fucking fat. I had
Your
all
rolls
the rolls,
on
yeah,
rolls,
yeah.
baby.
I
They got
love-
extra joints.
I
Yeah.
love, and then last thing about Ghostbusters, but I love when they're like, wait, what did you think of? Who thought of something? And he's like, I tried to think of, the one thing that popped in my mind that was wholesome, that could never hurt us. And they were like, what is it? And then it's just like coming down the street and he just goes, it's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And they're just like, what the dude do?
In that movie, it makes sense, and there's a reason why that's there. If you look at Afterlife, why the hell are those there? Why when he goes to
Little
Walmart,
guy.
which is hilarious and funny and cute, but why is that there?
Maybe because
Nostalgia.
it's in there. Maybe it's in her back history, or its back history. It's not. I guess it's not. It's not meant to be a him or her.
Right.
It's back history.
It's still
Because it did do that back then. That really
so
did
are we
happen.
arguing about the State Puff having a penis?
no. We're
No.
arguing. So in Walmart when
Sorry.
in the new one.
in the new one when
I haven't seen the new one, so let's just stay.
Oh my
I haven't seen
God!
it.
hey, you want to watch Ghostbusters tonight?
I gotta pick up the boy. If not, I
Alright,
would.
never mind.
You haven't watched
It's,
Afterlife
I
yet?
have not.
Yeah,
okay,
watch
well
it.
then don't. Well, I'm not gonna say anything else. But
It's one of those
oh my
things where
God,
it's
I cried.
so
Yeah,
many of them
I
have
did too.
botched that I kind of like.
No, it's not. It's not botched.
because I love the old Ghostbusters.
no, listen.
movies.
You have you.
It's kind of I wish I would not have seen like the new Indiana Jones movies.
It's not.
Because
No,
It's
this
not,
is
yeah.
like
It's
a
one of those
whole
things where I'm
different.
just not trying to ruin.
Watch.
I
Watch
went
it.
and saw it a second time in theaters because I had to be present with my dad when he saw it for the first time.
It's
I was like, you don't understand. I'm going with you because I need to experience it with you.
it's worth watching
Yeah,
Okay.
it's awesome.
with a friend so you can hold them at the end. Jesus fucking
it's-
Christ.
It's real good.
Hot Tub Time Machine is rated R for strong, crude, and sexual content,
What?
nudity, drug use, and pervasive language.
He's fucking got cocaine all over.
So they never fuck.
And he just stands up like he's like when he's talking about, and he says what is it, the butterfly effect?
Well, he's
Yeah.
talking
He's got it all over his face, and he's like, oh, just like that movie.
He's talking about Terminator, which you haven't
the Terminator,
seen.
and he's got, but it's just all over his face.
Now, I do want to talk about that for a second because the whole idea of Terminator is, and I know you haven't seen it, but I'm just going to lay it out. Hold on. Sentient AI becomes aware, and it goes, what is the biggest threat to the world?
people.
And it kills everybody, right?
Oh, that's the answer.
That's
that was my answer.
a
I
nutshell.
didn't realize that was a real.
that is
okay,
the
so
that
that's
is
the answer.
in the nutshell. That is Terminator.
Okay, cool.
So in the future, the resistance, the pocket of humans that are still alive, they have a leader, and his name is John Connor.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So the machines send back a Terminator in the past to kill
John Connor.
John Connor's mother
So that
before
he's
she's
not born.
born.
I know
Before
the
he's born.
premise
Right.
of that part.
So the humans send back someone who they think can save the mother,
Her.
which is Kyle Reese.
Okay.
Well, when she comes back when he goes back into the past, they end up having sex. Them having sex creates John Connor.
So technically, it happened all along.
So that's the problem with
Cyclical.
what it's cyclical, right? Like he says it. That's the thing is time just a circle? And then in this movie, he even says it, right? What the fat kid even says it. He's just like, we perceive time as linear, but it's not. Because if John Connor doesn't become the people in the future, and then send his own father back in the past to save. Does he ever fuck? And then they ever right? So the funny thing is, the same thing happens in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They go back in the past, and his dad fucks what's his face's sister and creates the kid. But if they never do that, does it ever happen?
Which is funny because he even says, like, he even makes it sound like it didn't, like, he says,
So is there
no,
time
but this
travel?
didn't happen. Like, he would have remembered had it happened.
Right, because he remembers everything else. He remembers getting his ass beat. He remembers getting the chimney point at the end of the night with his friends. All this stuff tips fucking down, bro. Tips down.
Yeah.
And does it happen? So then who is the father before they go back into the past? Fuck my sister or my mom in the past.
Look, now we're getting deep.
Yeah.
That's why no one ever does time.
I'm
People,
fucking
surprising Marvel did it. It is very convoluted.
What's funny is in the Marvel, it's the second one, right? Endgame. They bring up Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, it's great. Hot
which
Tub
is
Time
like,
Machine.
yeah. So, kind of fun.
Rhodey.
I love in the
Yep.
movie when he says, so you're saying it's some kind of hot tub time machine.
No, you said it wrong. He pauses.
Whatever.
So you're saying it's some kind, some
No.
kind of hot tub time machine.
He says hot tub time machine first and then looks at the camera. Do you want to put some money on it?
Just keep going. Just keep
I
going.
got it on this. I think he says, so you're saying, and then he pauses, hot tub time machine, then looks. But he pauses before he says it.
You can think that all you want.
Okay, sure.
But
Jerry Curl, where's the beef? Guy's rocking a cassette tape. What's funny is, you know that people are rocking cassette players now.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
People are
Out of
buying...
every digestible way to listen to music, I think
That was the
cassette
worst.
sounds the worst.
Yeah. The funny thing, too, is now digital cameras are coming back from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
That's vintage to these youngins.
Don't look at mine. There's gonna be some weird photos on there. You ever
Well-
try to snap a butthole pic with an old digital camera?
Let me tell you, it's not going to red eye.
Ooh, that dude has something wrong. What are you holding up?
He paused and then looked.
you said he paused before he said hot tub time machine.
Whatever, it's a trailer.
You guys
I
need
said
to
it's
get over yourselves.
We'll fight about it in the parking lot later.
There's nothing to fight about. I won. I just
We're at your house.
There's a parking lot here.
No.
I guess so.
It's a lot in which you park in.
It's a lot of
It's a
parking.
street.
Thank you.
You call that street parking, actually. There's a
Trying to
word,
make
a
it seem like
name
we're in
for
some
it.
kind of like big podcast studio that people come to. Whatever. I had an idea, actually. Tell me if you think this is going to work. There's a lot of people that like and want to start podcasts, but they don't have, number one, the ability to do it.
You're
Number
gonna rent
two,
this bitch out.
the equipment. So you make
You let
a
strangers into your
studio
house.
front, not my house. I would like rent out like you know where the movie theater is, and you know how they got those
Oh,
new
the new
stuff back there, like the
Yeah.
industrial park or
right now
whatever.
put
That's
a
where
couple
Sarah
little
works.
like
Right, little
offices.
rooms,
Yeah.
and then that way people can come in and you have like an A studio that's bigger, better. Then you have a B and a C where it's a
So
little
they don't
smaller.
have to buy the equipment and stuff. You would supply it all.
You just come in and rent, and then you have hey, today at 5 o'clock, this person's here from 5 to 7 or whatever. and
who edits them and stuff.
so that's the thing is you say, okay, we have different packages. You come in, you sit down, we record it, we give you the files, you do it, or we do everything for
the
you.
gold package.
Right.
And the
I feel like that's a good idea, but it's all about you got to market it, and then people got to know about it.
and you have to
then-
put all that money in it first because you got to put all that stuff
I
in
mean,
it.
I'm kind of
And
there.
those buildings are taken, I think. Now.
Probably, but I mean, there's
I
other,
get
yeah,
it.
yeah. Just the idea, I was like, that could
Mhm.
be something. I don't know what to call it though.
Rent a talk.
Rent a cast,
Rent a radio.
no, because it's not radio. Well, you could even do radio shit there too, right? Because I mean, essentially, this is all this is. You're just then putting it on the radio.
You gotta buy airspace and shit. It's fucking weird.
I'll just call the Rocket. No one's listening.
That's not even a radio station anymore, is it?
Oh, well, no, it's not. What is it now? The Rain.
97.7.
Yeah, what?
The View. I don't know. I have no idea.
The
I don't
Bay.
listen
It's
to
the Bay.
I don't
Yeah.
listen to the radio, so I don't know what any of them
I
are.
love the
See, no
radio.
one, nobody does anymore though.
I'm the only one. There's
AM,
no one else.
Just listen to AM. Just fucking
You
that
see what
one
I
guy.
catch? Fucking 20 yards out. Like, that's as far as it goes.
Hot Tub Time Machine is starring John Cusack as Adam, Rob Corddry as Lou, Craig Robinson as Nick Weber Agnew. Got to throw that in there. Weber.
You took your wife's. You're a fucking hyphen.
Look, this guy's got a goatee. Even he thinks it's gay. Clark Duke is Jacob. Chevy Chase as the repairman. Colette Wolfe is Kelly. Crispin Glover is Phil. Sebastian Stan is Blaine. And Lizzie Kaplan is April.
Sebastian.
I want to get to Sebastian Stan because this is before he was really like known. And he plays a douchebag so
Great.
well. Oh my god.
Oh,
It's so
he was a
fucking good.
douchebag in Gossip Girl. His character was a
Sure,
douchebag.
but I mean, like, you know him now as being Bucky Barnes, obviously the Winter Soldier,
I
and
love
like
when he punches Lou, and then he does that fucking thing in the tiger noise.
or when they first see him and he's like does that weird thing. He's like, look at this guy. This is fucking the villain from Karate Kid 3.
Dude, he does a great job.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Karate
Okay,
Kid
let's get to
villain,
it. Let's get to it. William Zabka is in this movie as the guy with the mustache who
when
Lou
they're
bets
betting
with
on football.
when they're betting on football.
Whoa.
That's William Zabka.
Yeah.
If you want to take it further, the chick that he's with or married to, his wife, she is from Wedding Crashers and Accepted. Also, she plays his ex-wife, who they've split up for or with, in Cobra Kai,
In the
the
show.
series, in the show.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Wild, right?
It's a small world. Hollywood's
Very
a small
small.
world.
Actually, I thought of it when you said Accepted. I was going to bring her up, and I was like, I'll just wait because I'm sure we're going to talk about that part eventually.
I know her name, but it's eluding me right now.
Mhm. I don't know her real name. I've seen her in a lot of stuff,
It's eluding me. Why is it
like as
eluding?
a
As
supporting
soon
person.
as I fucking do it, I'll be like,
I
oh,
loved
okay.
in Accepted when she pays her like for a whole year tuition in like cash because she was a
Ones,
stripper.
in
It's just
ones.
a bunch of dollars.
That's a great movie too. Jonah
Mhm.
Hill. What's his
I-
face? Doesn't act
Ask me
anymore. What's his
about
name?
my wiener.
Justin Long.
Justin
Yeah,
Long.
just along. Oh, Jeepers Creepers.
I really like that movie. Accepted. It's
It-
one of those, and like not a lot of people did like
It
it.
also made a lot of sense to me because I was always someone who was like, why am I spending all this money to take classes that they're telling me I have to take that
Right.
don't actually help me in what I'm trying to do?
Yeah.
Exactly. This is
In a
what high
job.
school was for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I took all those,
I hated
General
that. All
studies.
the core credits that you had to take, that was
Yep.
like half of your tuition
Well,
went
wha-
to that shit.
but why do you think?
Why do I need to take 3 years of math? For what?
My
I know exactly why. That's why I hate the system.
So her name is Diora Bard.
fuck the system.
I also hate that like jobs put so much weight on a degree over experience. You'd rather have someone fresh out of college that doesn't know how to do shit than
I know,
someone who's
right?
been in the field for 10 years just because they don't have a piece of paper.
You've been doing this job for 10 years. No, I want the guy who learned about it, but really just bullshitted
So we have
his
to
way
waste
through
time
it.
training him exactly how we want him to be.
Look,
Yeah.
I didn't go to college.
I didn't either.
You took some
Well, I
classes
did.
though to like.
I have an
you know.
associate's degree.
After the fact, yeah.
I have an
Yeah.
associate's
I tunnel
degree,
visioned everything.
and I went to Towson for a year, and then I was like, "This is not for me," because they're making me take all these classes that don't have anything to do with what.
You said a year. Sorry,
I
I
went
thought you
to-
said 4 years,
No,
but you
a
said
year.
for a year. Got it.
Yeah.
I was a rambling man for a period of time, so I skipped out. I skipped out on the old collage.
Hey, but you know what? Seems to be working out pretty good. for
Worked
you now.
great.
Yeah,
Worked
look at
great.
you. Got
That's
some
well,
life
that's
experience.
People say that to me when they're
Just
like,
work hard.
"But you don't have a degree."
Right.
Nope.
Well, it's another. And what
did
you
what I
said
did.
is nice. Is like, I think having actual experience doing things is
I
worth
think it's more valuable, and not to knock anyone that wants to go to college. And I
No,
also
no, no,
I also think that there are multiple careers where you should go. Like school is needed.
Sure. Yeah.
Like yes, go to medical school if you're going to be a doctor. Go to law school if you're going to be a lawyer.
Nah.
There's lots of shit you need to learn in those fields.
wing it.
But
The
in
fuck was that?
in so many other fields,
Yeah.
why is it necessary?
Yeah,
Necessary.
I agree. There's tests that I take that people that have like specific bachelor's degrees for
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
can't fucking pass.
Right.
So my mindset was like, why would I do any of that?
Well,
That doesn't make any sense.
I went to when I decided that I was done. When I
decided.
decided I was tapping out, I had gone to my advisor at Towson after my first semester and a half there, and I went, "Look, this is what my goal was. Like, this is what I want.
I want to be
do.
a stripper.
Exactly.
I want the ones.
Where are
Give me
the
ones.
classes
Where do
for
I get
this?
the ones?
But no, I was like, this
Washington.
is what I wanted to do. This is why I chose this specific track, this specific major.
Yeah.
But all the classes I'm being required to take are in a different track just because they're under the same umbrella. I'm being required to take them. And they don't have anything to do. So I'm asking you, can you point me into the direction of the classes that would be more, at least relatable on
Would you
top of the core
strip
classes?
to go to college?
Would I?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see this dragon I got here. I've been knocking people out.
But you know what she said
Give it
to
him
me?
once.
She was
His
like,
novel.
she said to me, she
Peter
said,
Dragons.
Peter
Tracks in
Dragon.
the sand.
she goes, well, you probably should have gone to an art school. Okay.
We're listening.
This happens every time I get into a serious
I'm-
thing.
no, we're listening.
Most of my stories are jokes.
Sorry,
and
sorry.
this is
Did you hear the book?
I did.
What was it? Say
I
it.
don't know.
You don't
Tracks in
know.
the sand.
I'm just
No,
trying
no,
to move on.
Peter Dragon.
Steve wrote a book. It's called Peter Dragon's Tracks in the Sand.
because it's dragging in the sand.
God damn it.
All right, continue.
All right,
Yeah,
sorry.
we're listening. We just had to take a detour for a second.
Just a little
Detour?
giggle. Just
A
little
detour.
A detour.
A
It's the
deter. A
Canardian.
deter.
I went to the advisor and I said, listen, because I wanted to be in advertising.
Oh,
That's
Nice.
what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in advertising, not marketing. I wanted to be in advertising. I wanted to come up with the campaigns. Like, this is the demographic we're selling for. Here's a commercial idea. Here's a paper ad idea. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come up with the slogans, that's what I wanted to do.
Sure. I get it. I know advertising.
So I went into mass communications, which under mass communications, there was a track in PR, advertising, and journalism. So I, advertising track under mass communications. Well, they still required me to take basic levels of media in the news and PR and like all this stuff.
And I was like, why am I taking this?
And I was
This is
like,
bullshit.
okay.
Money.
But then I had only taken one class and it was called advertising campaigns, which was perfect. That was exactly what I wanted to do. When I sat down with the advisor, she was like, that's actually the only class in the major that you've chosen that's going to be like that. And I said, then how is this going to help me do what I want to do? And she goes, well, you probably should have gone to an art school. And I said, I don't want to draw the stuff. I don't want to do graphic design. I want to come up with the business side of it. And so she goes, well, you're here. So if I were you, I would just pick an easy major and just get the degree because people don't really care what your degree's in. And I went, we're not spending any more money here. Like that.
Peace
Are
out.
you fucking kidding me?
It's all about experience, who you know,
Mhm.
and then if not, go to a trade school. That's it.
It was just so silly.
Do one of those three things.
I like trade schools.
Yeah,
You can
do
learn
one of
how to
those.
weld,
Yep.
put stuff together, screw some holes.
I pick things up. I put things. I know plenty of people who know how to screw
Screw some
holes.
holes.
More ways than
Trade
one.
school.
Hot tub
I
time
went to
machine.
trade school to screw holes.
I learned a lot. There's different types of fasteners that go into different types of holes.
You
I
did-
learned that just in
Couplings.
college.
Some couplings.
Without- on the side.
Some twist ties. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Twist ties.
Yeah. Hot Tub Time Machine runtime, 99 minutes for the unrated version, which is 1 minute and 30 seconds longer than the rated version.
Isn't that funny that I feel like a lot of unrated versions of movies are barely longer? It's like at most a couple minutes.
Well,
I
they're
feel.
adding a little more titty.
It's like there was a
little more
line that was
line.
like,
A little
Yeah.
more titty.
Let's be real. Most of the unrated editions are adding
titties.
titties.
Especially movies like this.
So, like, if you look at Wedding Crashers, for instance,
Yeah.
the beginning of Wedding Crashers, where they go to all the different weddings,
and they're throwing the girls.
they're
on the
throwing the
bed.
girls on the bed. The difference is
It's glorious.
in the rated version,
There's a couple braless ones at the end of that.
most of them are wearing
sequence.
bras, but in the unrated version, all of them have
That's
no
why I said
bras on.
braless at
Right.
the end of the.
Right.
In the unrated version, it's both. It's a couple with bras and then a couple without. It's like they gradually move into braless women.
Right.
I don't think there's been titty montages, probably butt montages. I don't think there's ever been ball and wiener montage.
No,
No.
because they hold that
You only
to a
want
higher.
Yeah.
You think that's
it's funny,
too much?
right? Like, why is
Well, it's
Slow
hilarious.
motion balls and wieners.
I mean, Jackass. Let's be real.
Okay, yeah.
But
I mean,
That's
let's be
like
real. No one wants to
theatrical
see
balls
them
and wieners.
either, but it's like
it's funny.
It's funny. Dicks and balls are funny,
When,
no matter what.
When they made Chris Pontius's Dick and Balls into Godzilla,
Yeah, giant lizardzilla.
I had to do a double take at first.
We all saw that in theaters.
Yeah.
You remember
It was amazing.
that? It's hilarious.
I remember the first time I watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall and he drops the towel.
I got a present for
totally was
you.
like completely
we've all
unexpected.
done it too. That was
Within
the
the
best part
10
about that.
minutes, then the first not even 10 minutes of that movie and that happened, I was like, what? Because
Well,
you just don't
also-
expect it.
Well, not only that, you're like, wait a second, was that real?
Because it is.
And then you're like, good for you, Jason Segel.
for
Good for you.
you.
Another
Do it
another
again.
another one is walk hard.
Oh, yeah.
And the
When he's in the
unrated-
room and they're all just like.
And he just opens the door and he's like, "Nyeh," and it's just a fucking dick and
He's,
balls.
he's on the phone and the
he's
bar-
standing right next
He's
to
like,
him.
you want
and
any
it's over
coffee?
here.
You want anything? Yeah, fine. Okay, sure, whatever. And it's just the dude's dick.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I love that he doesn't even look at it, though. It's like it's not even there. He make total eye contact with the guy, just like, yeah, no.
Well, you think about it. When you're a big rock star, you've seen Dick and Ball all the time.
Sure.
As much as
Sure.
Right?
Right.
Yeah,
It's just out there.
hard.
It's
It's hard
everywhere.
not to get around this thing.
Just Dick and Ball everywhere.
We didn't mean your own, Jesus.
What is
know,
he
it-
doing, and why is it out all the time?
Gotta let it breathe, man. I
He's
mean,
filming for his OnlyFans where he plays with his dick.
Only feet.
It's not playing with it.
It's showing it in its glorious.
Technically, it'd be dressing it up.
Oh my God. Could you
remember
imagine?
we talked about this?
Put a little cape
because
on
we
it.
were talking about Steve Carell's movie where he like had the little rats
Yeah.
and stuff like that. We talked about making an OnlyFans.
That movie makes
like
me
that.
so uncomfortable. I get so
like in a little
Secondary.
like
yeah.
secondary awkward.
little tie and a little suit.
Funny.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
put like little googly eyes on it too?
Yeah,
and then
it's
you
just
move
it's
it
just
around.
theatrical. It's like a little theme, like a little small miniature
You
set.
do a different skit every
a
time.
mustache
Yeah, do a
on it.
different skit each time.
It's funny.
Do you think of
Genius.
like some of the great movies?
Yeah. Oh. See, we were trying to figure out how to take it. And we
Okay.
couldn't get further.
Boom.
Than
You
that.
Hacked
That's
needed
great.
out.
you needed an advertising.
Yeah, it's like
version, let me tell you
Shawshank
that.
Redemption. It's
Do
like
it. Do an episode of Seinfeld.
Come
Just all
on.
dicks. Kramer comes in. I'm out. What? I'm out of the contest. But it's with a dick.
that's genius.
It kind of is. isn't
That's
it?
fucking genius.
TM. We just trademarked it. You can't do it.
It's like how the shows like Sesame Street and stuff, they did all the reenactments with the hands.
Right, but this time with
You would
dicks.
just be doing it with
With dicks.
Yeah. Just I would do like Vin Diesel's Pitch Black with the little goggles.
the blue eyes,
The blue
glow in the dark eyes.
Why is that the funniest thing I've ever heard?
Wait, are they blue or are they red?
Doesn't
They're
matter.
purple.
It's
they're
a
like,
dick.
They're like all purpley violet or whatever.
Or does he just get one goggle because there's only one hole at a time?
I think it's hard to kind of paint a picture with one single goggle.
All your characters are Cyclops?
I guess. Which
Maybe.
which would be the front and the back? So here's the specific question. So if
So
you're going to
is it
draw
the-
an
is it the-
outfit, is it where the face be the back or the face be the
So when you're looking at the
top
helmet,
down?
right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
looking at the helmet head, right?
Sure. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know how there's like the two in the front and then it goes in the back. I feel like that's how it would be. So it would be the front. It would be
That's
the
what I was
underneath.
thinking. I was
The
thinking
underneath.
the same thing.
not the top, the
Yep.
underneath.
Yep, that makes more sense to
It
me.
does. Tara?
Totally.
All right.
I don't get what you're saying.
It's
What would be
this
the
is
front?
between him and I. So
So there's a top and a bottom of a dick.
Sure, let's say you're laying down
Okay.
and it's erect.
oh my god.
You know where the vein is.
Sure, but
The main
I'm saying
vein.
I'm trying to help you. Let's say you're laying down.
Okay.
Okay, so you're looking at your own and it's erect. Are you looking at the front of it or the bottom of it?
That would be
the
the
top.
that'd
That
be
would
the
the top.
character's back.
Okay.
Right.
So you're saying
So it looks like
front
it's
of
walking
them
walking
would
away
be the
from
bottom of it technically.
you. Yeah,
Would
yeah.
be the front of them.
Okay.
Exactly. So it looks like it'd be walking away. It'd be like the balls would be big shoes.
Yes.
I see. So they'd be walking on their balls,
Yes.
just in like Big Mouth and stuff,
Correct.
like with the little
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
Do cartoons too.
We could put that shit on anything.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons,
Absolutely.
Family
Homer
Guy,
Simpson would be the
South
easiest.
Park. We could just have it in a wheelbarrow already. Buffalo Soldier. Hot Tub
Anyways.
Time Machine release date. This one surprised me. I don't know why. I felt like this was not when this came out. Month wise.
Oh.
March 26th, 2010. I feel like this was like a July movie for some
I was
reason.
gonna say it feels like a summer movie.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know.
I don't
Or
know.
also a winter movie since they're in
Mhm.
Winter Blast 86. That's what it was, right? Winter Blast? No, Winter.
Winter
This
Fest.
could come out whenever. I feel like this could
Winter
just drop.
Fest.
Four friends. Good, awesome.
Wait,
I missed.
I want to get
Oh my God, you get specific. Yeah, nobody's doing it.
when he's like semantics. I want to put penis into her vagina or whatever he says.
Escort my
Escort,
penis
yeah, that's
into
it.
her vagina. He's like, you got $3,000.
Right.
Oh, wait, do you have $2,000?
I'm out. Okay.
Wait,
do
you
have
were talking to a
$2,000?
dude?
Right. Sir? No, he said, ma'am. I'm getting real sad. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's make some memories. Let's get some cocaine and hookers. When he pulls that fucking catheter out.
Oh god!
When
it's
he's just like, I'm
sprays
ready,
him.
let's go now. He's like, no,
And
it's
he's
fine.
just
He's
like,
like,
"No,
let's go.
let's go,
Just piss everywhere. Hilarious. All right, box office that week, the top 10. This is our favorite part of the show.
Possibly. I enjoy moist of it.
Number moist.
No.
Number 10, Our Family Wedding.
I don't know what that is.
No idea.
Number 9, Repo Man.
Great movie.
That was the same year.
Yeah, I know,
Why
right?
does that feel older?
I love that movie.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably the reason I like it the most.
Think about it. In the world,
Repo Man feels older to me.
in a future in which we're buying
In a
organs,
world.
You can get them repoed. Hey, guy, you got a new heart? Well, you can't pay for it.
Bye.
Mine. Genius. Number 8. One of my favorite Leo movies. Shutter Island.
Also very
That's a
good.
good one.
And
Amazing.
Who else is in it?
Mark Ruffalo.
Yes. Before he was Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7. Speaking of Hulk, Green Zone.
Is that the
Green.
horror movie?
No, this is, I believe, the military movie.
Military, I
Oh.
think.
They were in the Green Zone.
No idea.
Yeah, me neither. Number 6. We've done this movie on this podcast. She's Out of My League.
I like that movie.
The way you said that, like,
movie is stupid to me.
what? You don't like it?
I don't like it. I don't like him.
You don't-
I've said that multiple times. I don't like him.
Why not?
He's not good to me, and I don't find him funny.
Because you're never going to be him.
I think he's got a good, awkward, like.
But that's why I
energy.
don't like him, because I don't feel like he's doing anything. I feel like he's
just
probably
him.
just that person. And like, so why are you here? Why are we paying you to just be yourself? I don't feel like he's
sometimes
acting.
just
This is
works.
funny.
I feel like he's acting. I felt the same way in This Is the End or whatever. Like I felt like he was just like, oh my
Yeah.
God, you're getting on my nerves. Go
But I mean,
away.
like John Mulaney is the same way.
But John Mulaney's not really in movies like he
Okay,
like that
touche,
guy
touche.
is.
Okay. Well, he's not in movies anymore.
I mean, a lot of the guys are the
Wonder-
like. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is one of those guys. It's kind of just.
But
the
you
same
know that
dude.
he. I mean, you can still feel he's playing that character. He
Mm,
throws his vibe into it, but he's still always. You can see it. He's also been in a lot of like serious roles and rom-com roles and stuff like that. Not all of his movies are Van Wilders and Deadpools.
But they're all pretty much him. The
I
same
don't
person.
disagree, but while he's in those serious movies, he's still doing Ryan Reynolds. Just toned down.
But to me, when I'm watching him, I'm also like
We also
he's
like him, so
embodying
there's a
that role. I
difference.
feel like instead for that, that's just the role because that's how he is.
I get what you're saying.
I feel like Ryan Reynolds is maybe adding
Yeah,
himself to the role, but I feel like with that,
Yeah.
he's just showing up and that's just what it
I
is.
think there's a difference because if you're casting Ryan Reynolds, you're doing it also because not
you
only
want
he-
some of that.
right,
Hey,
which
hey.
hey baby.
I cast him anytime.
Now with Jay Baruchel, same, but it's for a different reason.
I also don't think there's many people out there writing a role and going, you know who I want to do this?
Jay Baruchel.
Yeah.
Now you've seen Goon, right?
Yeah.
He's different in that.
He's still annoying.
He's
though.
fucking hilarious.
He's like
in that.
he's hilarious because he's of the stuff that he said.
true.
But he's like a goofball. He's still like a
You're
like,
right. You're not
and he's
wrong.
but he's over the top in that one. So
Brah,
like
bah.
you shouldn't
Yeah.
need to be that over the
Welcome to
top and not
Hot
yourself
Ice.
to
You're right.
sell your role is what I'm saying. Like
Halifax.
I just feel like other people kind of slide into the roles, and I feel like with him it's the opposite. I feel like him, that's just who. This is what you're gonna get.
It's gay brother. What? Sorry, that I love Goon where he's got
He
the
gets
figure
hilarious.
skates and they're making fun of it. He's
And
like, don't make fun
I
of him.
just can't believe that he had
His gay brothers.
he was the lead in.
I like She's Out of My League.
know.
I think it's very funny. I think it's very fitting. It works for him in the movie because it's the whole point of it. He's a
Canadian also.
okay. He gets 1 point for that.
Let's not.
But
try
what,
to
what
let
I'm trying to
Steve
say
sneak
though
us
is
on
like
bias.
the movie makes sense for him being in that role because it's like, yo, why is this girl going for this guy? He's not super ugly, but he's awkward and weird, and you know what I mean.
They typecasted.
No, no.
Essentially.
Here's what I'm gonna say about that movie.
Oh geez, here we go.
With the out of my league thing, mainly when people say out of my league, they're talking about looks. And for this movie, arguably that's true. Arguably that's true. She was hotter than him. If you're just looking from basic, what
It's supposed to be,
societal
like
beauty,
everything, though, right?
Right.
like regulations are.
Sure.
But his personality wasn't great either, is what I'm saying. Like,
I thought
even
that
if someone went, you know what, I'm gonna date below what I think my attraction level is, you would be dating them because they're fun, they're funny, they make you feel good, they're smart. He to me was still blah. I still wouldn't want to spend time with him.
I think there
Looks
was,
aside, I still wouldn't want to spend time
Well,
with him.
that's what I was trying to say. Everything's out. I mean, you can have a 7 and a 7 on the hot scale, but one super successful, I could still be considered out of a league kind of thing.
He was
Right.
in always like, what was the draw?
there was a couple scenes where there was just them, where I could see he was being sincere and funny, and it made sense. Like the dinner scene where they go to dinner, and they think that he's working at the restaurant, kind of thing. Like that felt real, and that felt like he was being not kind of annoying. But I do agree, like, most of the time when he's talking with his friends and shit, he's the worst one of the friends, right? Like, the guy that's, like, the hot guy from Grind that's in there is, like, he's seemingly the only guy that's, like,
He's
has a
hot.
level head.
But he's a goofball.
Yeah.
Still.
But
he's
still,
hot.
But he's the one that comes up saying
I would have
that, you
dated
know,
him.
Well, that's the whole point of the movie then.
I would have dated him. But because, not because he was hot, he was hot, but he also, I thought he was sweet and I thought he was funny. And
Right.
I did not get that from Jay.
True.
I still felt like he was like your annoying brother that you're just like, oh my God, sit down.
That's kind of the whole reason, right?
Yeah, and then
The
you got
whole
T.J.
reason.
Miller, who's even worse in that movie too, right?
So annoying. So over the top.
But I think
Laughed
that
at him though.
I think that's the
Thought he was
point
funny.
too. You know. Number 5, Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
A lot of those are good.
Ah.
A lot of the kids movies. Some are Pixar.
Yeah.
Stop motion-y kind of Pixar. But anyways.
Number 4, The Bounty Hunter.
I like that movie.
Jennifer Aniston and
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler. Yeah, I remember watching that and being like, okay.
Yeah.
Not bad, not
It's not,
good,
it's not like
great,
a go-to. It's not going to be like, you know what I'm in the mood for? But I like, it's
a
cute.
serviceable
It's cute and funny.
Serviceable movie that came out with those people in it in a summer.
Yep.
Well, March, whatever.
Mhm.
All right, top 3 that week. We're going to guess the order of these
Oh, that was
3
number
movies.
4.
That was number 4.
Nice, good one.
Hot Tub Time Machine, Alice in Wonderland, and How
That's
to
that
Train...
old now?
Yes, and How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, it's such a good
Oh,
movie.
wow.
How to Train Your Dragon is
Oh,
such
wow.
a good fucking movie.
I feel like it did really well, too.
Wow.
I do too.
What week was that in?
I'm not going to do this anymore. It's literally
You
this.
don't get to tell me that.
I just did. I didn't look it up, so my bad.
So it's
I was
not,
crunching
you're not
today.
just like,
I was crunching today, trying
All
to get
right.
these
I'm
notes
gonna
up.
go Alice last.
So you're going 3, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, and I'll go because of this movie. They're neck and neck for me. But I'll go Hot Tub top.
Hot Tub Time Machine number 1, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and
Yep.
then Alice in Wonderland 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say How to Train Your Dragon 1,
Number 1.
Alice number 2, Hot Tub Time Machine number 3.
It is number 1, How to Train Your Dragon. Number 2, Alice in Wonderland.
She
Number
got
3,
it.
Hot Tub. She did. Let's see if she is on it for the budget time.
No problem.
What do we think it costs to make Hot
I
Tub
feel like
Time
budget
Machine?
is usually where I'm worse.
Especially this type of movie. Like, how do you... There's more CG in this movie than you think, number 1. There's some animal work. There's some big actors, I would say. I mean, John Cusack.
$38
For this
million.
kind of stuff.
Would you say $38 million?
$38 million.
38, all right. What are you thinking?
$42.
Oh, damn it. Seriously, for that. 42. I guessed 45. Ooh, actual budget, $36 million. Look at you. Look at you.
Hey.
Eee.
Pew, pew, pew.
I think this was on Cusack's falling at he was kind of going
down.
into the B movie category.
But
I've
this isn't
always
a
liked
B
him.
movie.
It's
though.
not, but I think it's
Yeah.
the down. He does.
Yeah.
He does the Nicolas Cage shit
Yep.
shortly after
Nicolas
this.
Cage shit is making
Just money.
so many movies.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
He's,
He's
just
doing
like
her.
so many
Yeah,
movies.
he's just signing a contract and then showing
How
up.
much? How much is it? How much? I don't. What's the movie about? I don't
That's
fucking
what
care.
I'm
How much
saying.
am I getting paid?
Actually, because we just watched Renfield, and then I want to watch that new the Dream whatever one.
Yeah.
And then I'm scrolling through, and he has another one from 2023 that I didn't even know existed. I don't even remember what it is now, but I was like, what?
Just be
Is he
busy.
just is he
He's just
broke
flying.
and he's just like
He's just doing it.
But
I'll do
also,
whatever you
like,
want?
look at the '90s. He made 3 movies a year.
but then nothing for a while. I feel like not nothing, but
Nothing
you know what I
no-
mean.
notable.
And then just all these wild movies. They're not even serious. They're just off the wall movies.
I think Hollywood kind of knows that this dude is fucking whack.
Whack.
And
So let's
he-
just put him in whack shit.
But I think foreign movie films are like, okay, it's Nicolas Cage. So they're giving him money and weird Netflix
That
contracts.
Dream one
and
is
shit
out
like that.
now, but it's
think
still
it
at
is.
the
Last
Theaters, yeah.
last
still out the $20
blockbuster Nicolas
$20.
Cage movie. What do you think the last big Nick movie was?
Before
Before this one he did with Pedro Pascal. Whatever that one was, where it's like fucking
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
maybe The Family Man.
No,
that-
that was
a while ago, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember like another.
I know The Knowing. Is it The
Knowing
that
was
after
Knowing
that?
was pretty big. I'll give you that.
I
The
didn't even see that.
Pocket.
actually.
I couldn't remember how big that movie was. That's the reason I said it.
I'm going through. Pig was a big movie, but it wasn't.
No
I haven't
idea
watched
what that
either.
is, man.
I've seen that come up too. That was like a year or two ago, but
But he
haven't
was
watched
also
it
in
either.
some of the biggest movies in the late
Back
90s.
then.
So
yeah.
the latest movie that was really big that he was in was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but that's animated. That's
That
him
doesn't count.
being
Didn't
a
even know
voice,
he
so
was in
that
that.
doesn't count.
He was in The Flash.
Mandy?
What's
I don't
that?
know. I don't
That's
know
not
what the
that
fuck
big.
that is. His movies were gigantic, though. Like, too.
Yeah,
like,
so I'm
The
trying to
Rock,
look.
Con Air. Dude, that's crazy huge.
Ghost Rider, the second Ghost Rider, maybe.
Really?
That's 2011.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a
2011.
while ago. So he's been out of the game.
Yeah, Season of the Witch was the same year, which was kind of big.
Is that the one where he's up in
You
the
know-
cage and he's like, ah!
No, that's
And bees and shit or whatever?
not the bees.
No.
That was The Wicker Man, and that was
That's what it was.
2006.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna say the last big movie he was in was Kick-Ass,
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
forgot
forgot.
about
and that's
Kick-Ass.
same year, 2010.
Yeah, and he was a supporting character in
Because
that shit.
after that, I mean, Drive Angry.
No
That movie
idea.
is stupid. It's
See-
got Amber Heard in it.
Yeah, I mean, beyond that, there's nothing really there. Other than that, Astro Boy in 2009, Knowing was 2009, Bangkok Dangerous was 2008, National Treasure 2 was 2008.
National Treasure!
Okay. Okay.
How did we forget about that?
Next was also 2007, Ghost Rider 2007, Wicker Man, World Trade Center,
So into the
The Weatherman.
2000s.
I forgot about the Weatherman.
Yeah, after 2010s, it was like,
He
Lord of
gone.
War.
oh, Weatherman, where
That
with
was
the
his
daughter.
last.
He had a daughter, right?
Yeah.
The main thing I remember about that movie is him talking about his daughter, about the camel toe
Arguably
thing.
one of his best movies he's ever done.
Weatherman?
The beginning of Lord of War is amazing.
Yeah,
that whole
the
one
AK,
shot.
the
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were talking about
flying,
bullets.
the
Have you
monkeys
seen
like
Lord of War? Yeah.
That's a good fucking movie.
Before that, National Treasure, the first one, Matchstick Men, that was pretty good. Adaptation's pretty good. Wind Talkers.
Was it Jared
That's
Leto?
a lot of movies. Yeah, he was the one that fucking
Jared Leto
blows up
was
with a
his
grenade or
brother
some shit.
in that. Okay.
And he
Walks
makes
in, finds him
cocaine
with the
of Ukraine.
Yeah.
The Family Man was 2000. Same with Gone in 60 Seconds.
Mm.
Bringing Out the Dead, I remember watching, was pretty good. 8mm was very big.
This is when it starts fucking going up, though.
This
his
is
big
98s here.
90s and early 2000s, but then I guess after like the 2010 period, it was like
Yeah, we got
Random
Snake
stuff.
Eyes in 98, which I love that movie.
Great.
City of Angels, Face Off.
Great.
Okay, let me read these movies in order in the 90s because this is pretty big. So,
from earliest to
yeah, let me go down here because yeah, okay. He did Moonstruck, which was pretty big in 87, then Vampire's Kiss, Time to Kill in 89, Wild at Heart, Firebirds, Honeymoon in Vegas, Deadfall, Guarding Tess, It Could Happen to You, Kiss of Death, Leaving Las Vegas, The Rock, Con Air, Face Off, City of Angels, and Snake Eyes. That's a big run right there.
Yeah, that's
That's from
probably
year what to
3
year
or 4
what?
years
That
of
was
like
87 through 90.
number one movies almost.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than a movie a year.
Oh yeah, Raising Arizona was in 87.
That was a
as
great
well.
movie too. That was a phenomenal movie also.
Yeah. Fast Times
Did
at Ridgemont
anybody watch
High
that movie that he
good.
was in like a couple years ago where it was the all the parents were like going nuts and trying to kill the kids? You remember
Oh
that?
yeah. What was
I can't remember who his
His-
wife was in the movie, but
I'm not sure. Did you see the commercial for his newer movie where it's like everyone's dreaming
that's what I
about
was
him?
talking about, the dream whatever.
Oh, is it the same
yeah.
one? Okay.
So that one, but then there's another
They were trying
one.
to kill their kids in that?
No.
That's a
It's called,
different
it's
movie.
called
That's a
Dream
different-
Scenario.
Dream Scenario. That's a different one.
Sympathy
I'm
for
talking
the
about one. This was a
Devil?
couple years ago, but that is out right now. The Dream Scenario is out right now.
That seems kind of weird.
But there's also another one that I was scrolling that after we watched Renfield,
Kill Chain?
another Nicolas Cage movie popped up that said 2023 that I had never heard of. I don't remember what it was now, but I was like, I don't.
So the only movies he's got in 23 are The Old Way, Renfield, The Flash, because he was Superman in that. Sympathy for the Devil, Dream Scenario, and The Retirement Plan.
The Retirement Plan. That's what it was. That came up, and it was like on Amazon or something. I was like, what the fuck is this? I do want to watch that Dream Scenario movie. I just don't know that I want to spend $20.
The concepts are wild.
The Dream Scenario, is it out? Out?
It's out. I think it's in the theaters, but it's also you can rent it on Amazon and stuff. But it's like $19.99.
I got you. Let me know later. Box office. What do we think Hot Tub Time Machine made in theaters?
100 million.
That's what
Undy.
I was gonna say. 112.
112.
I think that's high, but I wanted to say 100, and I don't want to say the same thing.
Well, I guessed 95 million.
Oh, okay.
Damn, I lost this shit.
Opening weekend, it made 14 million. Overall, it made 64.6.
Oh, wow.
It's not big.
It's a bummer.
It's big enough for a comedy maybe in March, but not
I
big.
mean, they didn't even double their money, did they?
No, but they made a second movie.
Yeah, which I don't remember at all.
Is this still
Like,
in DVD era? This is still in
Yeah.
DVD
Oh, yeah.
era.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe they just made their money back in DVDs like Grandma's Boy and shit
I
like
think
that.
so. This movie was kind of a monster once it got on DVD.
Yeah.
Like, I did not watch this movie every other month with new people. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was people went, oh, I don't want to fucking see
Yeah.
that. That looks
I
stupid in
barely
theaters.
remember the second one. Like, I remember the like the big house and stuff like that. I don't remember the things that happen in it.
There's the Civil War, I remember. He actually gets shot with a shotgun to the dick.
They go back to multiple
Oh, God.
places?
And they
or-
go in the future as well.
Yeah, I just don't remember.
Tomatometer time. The Rotten Tomatoes score the Roddy T's. What do we think critics, and audience gave it out of 100%?
I would guess both sides are 60s, honestly. I don't.
So I'll go 66 critics and I'll go
66?
70 audience.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go 62 critics, 65 audience.
Yeah, this one's a little weird for me as well. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, where does this fall?
Like, I
Because
think it's hilarious, but like,
critically,
right? Like,
not really.
I think they would enjoy it because you have to judge comedy movies as comedies. It's not like you're trying to find the deeper meanings and stuff. But like,
Comedies always get me, man.
There's actually kind of a good story here. When
well,
you
there
think
is.
about
There's
it.
growth and stuff.
Well, not only that, but like it's the whole idea is, hey, your friend is so lonely because you guys don't have, you're not hanging out with him anymore. He's
Which
he
is
commits
silly because
suicide.
they're having their own life problems too.
They all are, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole thing is like, deal, we're all having problems.
Why
That's
are we
why we're
not-
not hanging out with you. Also, you're kind of a piece of shit, right?
He's
So at
kind of
the
like that
end-
friend that's a dick. Everyone's got
Well,
that
that's
friend.
what he's our dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me. I don't know. But again, it's one of those things like at the end where he's like, yeah, dude, I was trying to kill myself. And it's like, yeah, we know. Why do you think we came here? You idiot. Like,
We know that.
Right. But then it's like, why don't we hang out anymore? It's like, because you were dragging me down with your shit. And he even says like, but that's what friends do. Doesn't matter. Like, I'm here for you no matter where you're at. Right? Well, for you guys. So, critics gave this a 64%. Audience gave it a 56.
Audience less?
Yeah.
Really?
Disappointed
IMDb
with audience with people.
6.4 on the IMDb.
I'm
Whatever.
disappointed with people.
You're all idiots.
You're my fucking friend.
Yeah, all you half-assed review channels can
you don't
suck.
know- you don't know- you don't know what's
real
good.
space.
I was helping a baby deer.
I know that squirrel. What?
Semi-truck.
Who was our favorite character in
This
this
supposed to be
movie?
where he
What?
loses the arm.
Fucking Lugal,
Lugal.
of course.
Has to
There's
be, right?
no one better.
Look what Daddy did. He's got-
It's so good.
Even the scene in which he's like, we could just go invent whatever we want, like Twitter or Viagra. We could combine the to a Tagra. The fucking Miley Cyrus. It's
You invent
hilarious.
her- yeah.
It's great. Who's your favorite character?
I actually think my favorite's John Cusack.
Really?
Yeah, I just think he's just very like in all the zones.
Okay, I can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like he's hilarious.
He's the perfect. The way he does passive aggressive is better
yeah,
than everybody
his
else.
I just think his balance in like all the
You're gonna
different
lose that
like
arm.
like the comedy stuff, the depressing stuff, the like straight shooter stuff. Like I just feel like he had all of the different like.
What do you think? You're Hunter S.
qualities.
Thompson or something? Yeah, I thought
I
it
just
was.
thought he was fun. And I love
He
when
has-
he like after he gets stabbed in the eye still, and he just has that breakdown where he's like writing a love song.
He has one of my favorite acting scenes, and we talked about this when we did Gross Point Blank. But there's a point in that movie where he's asked to hold a baby, and it's playing music in the background, and he doesn't say barely anything. But you could like the acting that he does with just his face and shit while he's holding that baby is fucking the best.
I mean, look at
It's the best.
look at his catalog, right?
Yeah.
He's a great actor. And this movie I felt like was like making fun of it somewhat while also not pointing it out to you. Obviously the scene where they're sitting on the counter is like from 16
Candles.
16
Good
Candles. There's also a scene in which he's, wearing the same stuff where the movie that he was like holding the boombox and stuff. Funny, but also like, he was a big 80s staple
100%.
actor. So to do that while also not like pointing a finger at it, but then also doing it, I thought was a good kind of tongue-in-cheek thing for this movie because you're in the 80s. Like, how would you not do this? But yeah, I mean, it's Lugal for me too. I mean,
Yeah, he's just fucking hilarious.
He's hilarious. I just thought that's all he is.
he's got some growth though. I mean, think
No.
about it.
I'm just saying, like, I feel
It's-
like John had more, like, he also, that's what I meant by balance. Like, he had a lot of funny lines. He had a lot of, like, over the top goofball moments, but he
Yeah.
also had, like, some good, like,
I think that's one of the best setups you can do is to give the comedic relief a little bit of seriousness, like the rooftop scene.
Oh yeah.
That was it. And that gave the movie heart and soul. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like without that, it probably wouldn't have had shit.
and the bass keeps running.
Well, okay, so here's
I'm
another
about to
thing,
play you
right?
guys a song for the future, like rehearsed.
So the whole story is that, hey, I got beat up by this guy in the past. I need my friends here for me this time to help me out.
Yeah.
Well, everybody who, again, in the beginning of the story is having a tough time as well and not sticking up for their friend, and that's why he tries to commit suicide. Well, now everything seems to be working out for those people, right? Like Nick Weber Agnew is now on the stage not fucking up. He's keep running.
Yeah.
And they're fucking killing it, right? And then John Cusack's character is like having a good time with his new girl, and everything seems like it's up and up. Well, what do they forget about? They forget about Lou again, and he gets his ass beat again, and he's like,
multiple times.
"Where are my fucking friends?" Like, and it's funny because it works out that way, and then that's where they have the scene. But also, it just you can't get around it, right? It's that thing. Like if you think about any type of movie that deals with time travel or whatever, there's always that thing that just you can't get around. It's always
still,
going to happen. The core memory or whatever, and that's Lou getting his ass beat. But this time, well, he learns from it, right? And he decides, I ain't going back in time. I'm going to reap the benefits of knowing.
I think that's one of the
I'd do
the
it.
crazy things about the
Yeah.
movie is I think that just like in any other time travel movie, you don't expect, like, first time watching it,
Oh, no.
you don't expect that he's just going to stay behind.
Right.
You just think, oh, it's going to be like other movies where they're going to go back and they're going to make sure that they follow through with all their stuff. They're going to put their lives back together. But no, instead he stays behind. And when they get back, life's already
Awesome.
awesome.
For everybody.
Like,
Now, here's the
it's
weird
like
thing.
he stayed behind and made sure everything
Right.
was
Here's the weird
awesome.
thing when you think about time travel movies like this. For everybody else, time just went on and was fine. But they're also in time going through all this. But then one day they go, I'm different. Right? So do the people that
The
obviously
other people.
Well, so
in the
think
world.
about John Cusack's character, right? He got together with that girl and
Getting
made
deep
a
again
whole
with-
life. We're getting deep. There's pictures on the wall of everything they've done. He has no memory of this. But the husband that was there the entire time, or that person that was there, did have memories because they did that with that person. Now he shows up one day to this house that he doesn't know about, right? Like he even has the conversation with
It's
Nick
like
Weber, like,
The Family Man with Nicolas Cage. Like
Correct.
she's been living with him, and they're even the kids are like,
yeah, what the fuck,
"Are
dude?
you an alien? Like you're not our dad. This
Right.
isn't the same
No,
person."
you're not our dad. You're
So-
not my dad.
How is that, like, Lugal or
From
Lou?
the mothership.
Lou would know. His sister might be aware,
don't
but
think
she
she
seems pretty
Oblivious.
oblivious to everything. So, like,
Does the kid? But the kid doesn't because he was with them.
yeah, he knows.
The idea of it being sick,
No, but
you wouldn't have any access to these memories. I
Yeah,
think
you
a
can't
more
get 'em
common.
back.
I think the more common thing was you'd merge.
That was my thought. Was okay. You come back and slowly or at once you get like a
It's like, what if you
dump,
come back
then,
and you have kids that you
Because
never had before?
right, and you don't
You
have
don't love those kids. You don't know those kids. Like
essentially, if you're replacing or not replacing, but if you're inhabiting that space, whatever was there before,
you're
needs
taking
somewhere
over.
to go.
Right,
Where-
and that's the thing.
Where does
like,
that consciousness go? You know, like essentially, that consciousness. Did it experience? If it's not
It's just
cyclical, or if it is,
gone,
did
like,
it
you just took
experience
over.
that shit? Yeah, it's fucking wild. This is why time doesn't make sense.
well, so if we want to bring it back to the Future 2, right? They go, don't,
See, that's why you can't go back in time, but you can go forward. That's the idea.
right. So you
That's
go
the theory.
forward in time, and then something happens because just like this movie, Marty finds the almanac and decides, hey, I'm going to bring this almanac back in time with me, so maybe I put some bets on stuff and I know all the determinations of these games. Well, Biff is in the future and sees this, figures out that, hey, this is a time machine, goes back in the past and gives past Biff the almanac. So when they go back in time, it's to an alternate timeline. So where did that other timeline go? Because when they go back into the future to take away the almanac from Biff, to go back to the past, they go back to a different past that was already there. How does that make sense? Because they can't
That's
go
where the
into
multiverse came
they
from.
can't go back into the future to take away what Biff did if that future is going to be different now. If they go back to the past, that's different.
Yeah, assuming that different things can exist. That's where the multiverse theory came from.
Parallel.
Correct.
universes.
An alternate 1955.
Yeah.
He does it with the chalk. Sorry. Favorite part or scene in this movie? What do we got?
Oh, there's so many.
It's hard, right? Sorry, I'd
Mm.
like to get a woman to escort our penises into her vagina. What about dicks?
I think
What about cocks? Neither
No.
cocks
Neither cocks nor
or
dicks.
dicks.
I think it might be a laugh meter for me.
Yeah.
And I love the part where they're both in the beginning of the movie where after they pull him from the garage or whatever, they're talking shit about him. Like, oh yeah, he's fucking blah blah blah.
And he's laying there and they
but
think
they're
he's
doing it-
sleeping.
I didn't know they were doing it on purpose, but they're clearly doing it
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
purpose.
He like
Like,
throws the
midway to
pillow
the
onto-
end. Yeah, and he's like, "Come on, man!"
And they're like, hey.
That is funny. I like the whole beginning where it sets up John Cusack's character of his girlfriend just left and like, oh
Yeah.
hey, I put stickers or your idea of putting stickers on things that are mine or yours or whatever, and she's like, well, I took the TV even though it had your sticker on it, and then you see him sitting drinking a beer with a sticker on his forehead like he was the problem, and he knows it, right? And then the fact that his sister's kid is living in their basement is kind of weird.
Although he made a comment make it seem like he wasn't living there. He kind of was like, what are you doing here?
Oh, that's what all that noise was. an
Yeah.
hour ago,
Picture,
right?
think about that thing you're about to do.
Yeah,
at
oh, that, I guess
JCPenney's.
that's what it was. He was like, you didn't see, like, was she, and he was like, oh, I guess that's what all that was.
Right. And then he's
He's
fucking
like, you're still in jail? You've been in jail?
Yeah.
It's called.
it's called doing hard time. Like, I don't know. I love everything about this movie. Like I don't think I could really pick
Yeah, I think it's hard.
one scene to be like this
The
is
funny.
it.
That's what I was saying. Pick the funniest, like
Because I feel like to
hysterical
me,
laughter
one of the things I
scene.
love about it are all the one-liners and stuff. So how do you pick a scene that's
Right.
got the best like?
I just picked one that makes me laugh. Probably
Yeah.
made me laugh the hardest. Maybe that one or the sex scene where
It's
they're like
funny,
standing
yeah.
outside the door. Listen to him. He's like, drop it low.
Shia LaBeouf.
I like because oh my god, I'm like blanking now. What's John Cusack's character's name?
Fucking Adam.
Adam. When I'm fucking Adam's sister.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
having
yeah.
sex with Adam's sister.
Yeah, that is funny. He's like, I don't know how. Oh, no, we're going. It's hilarious. And then she's like,
Oh no,
feel
I don't think
pregnant.
I'm gonna come. Oh no, yeah, right. You're welcome. Like,
I'm making
perfect.
many Adams or whatever.
yeah,
You know.
it's I don't know.
Or not Adams.
Because
What
I
the fuck is his
also I
name?
do like the car
Jacobs.
the car sequence with them just talking about the town and the
Oh,
whole
yeah,
Great
yeah.
White Buffalo thing and the who are you texting and blah blah blah. Like I think the whole car ride is funny.
The one thing
Shocking
too
at
I
the dick.
wanted, I'd be great at it.
You ruined my fucking weekend.
When they get to Kodiak Valley at first, and it's a shithole. Who is actually there for that? Like that,
There's just like random
building-
people walking around.
right? But that building is
What
decrepit.
does that smell? Cats.
Cats.
Find the raccoon. In the fucking-
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing, though. Like, I feel like going to resorts that have been around since the 80s probably have that fucking feel to them. I don't think it's
Yeah.
as common thing. They're like malls.
I do feel like how did
True.
it not trigger them sooner though when they're on the slopes and all of those fucking people are there? Not even what they're wearing, but they didn't go, where did all these people come from? None of
Right.
these people were like Like, they didn't
True.
walk through that hotel in the morning on the way to the slopes and go, everything looks nicer. Like, they had to get to the slopes.
I don't know. They seem pretty much like they were there to party pretty hard.
But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're right. Well, no,
like,
they were drinking
it
the
showed
night
them
before.
walking back into the hotel
Yeah.
and noticing everything different. But you had to walk out of the hotel, too,
True.
to get to the slopes. Did they just not notice?
Again, they were drinking pretty heavy the night before. So let's say they
Also,
were so hungover that they weren't paying attention.
The 80s style, can we just talk about it?
Let's bring it back.
Love it.
Yep.
All those bright colors and love it.
I'm here for it.
About it. 80s and 90s style are both better than whatever like went on in like the 2010s.
What
and
color is
2000s.
Michael Jackson? Black. Ah! Hilarious, but doesn't work now because he's dead. Another thing that doesn't work is Google Maps. What would people don't know what that is now?
No. John Lennon's dead. Oh wait, I think it happened already.
He's just like, oh, did that happen already? Hilarious. I don't know. So the scene in which they're betting on everything is funny. The scene in which it's like, oh, you got to pay up and he's got to suck his dick is hilarious.
So when he comes to and he's got soap all over his face.
What? It's like he's never come on.
But then when he eats the soap, that bothered me. Like when he was like, I'm like, you just put soap on your tongue. There are literally kids who behave to avoid doing that, and you just chose to put soap on your tongue just for effect.
But also when he's just like, good for you, man. I know, right? Looks like Gary Coleman's forearm.
I also, but one of my
everyone's like,
least,
suck. What is wrong with you people?
one of my least favorite parts is when he throws up on the squirrel, because that's just like,
And then they fall off the house and the squirrel's fucking covered in throw up randomly.
I know that squirrel.
Oh, and then when the squirrel ruins the bet because he like runs across the field.
Which is hilarious. I know the fucking future. And then he doesn't. Perfect. My actual favorite scene.
I feel like that's pretty good though, that he remembered play by play of that.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to think that was a big game. So, my favorite actual scene in this movie is the ending montage. Once they get back and that song starts playing, you know what I mean?
And it's showing
You may find yourself
a beautiful wife.
Yep. And they're
You may
watching.
find yourself.
They're watching the DVD, right? And he's got a full fucking head of hair, and he's. What we talked about earlier, I fucking hate you with the
Like
wife.
his son's like, it looks like a lion.
Right.
the way that God, it's just
Look
like
what
I mean,
Daddy did.
he was funny, but it was the way that she embodied that fucking
Oh yeah.
that person when she's like, whatever, I'm gonna get. She's like, and I'm gonna find someone to and wax their fucking hole. And he's like, she's talking. That's like because she's. You know, like a stripper, or she's talking about like the ski, and he's like, no, I think, and they're just so nonchalant about it. He's like, or it could be that, like maybe she's the pole, and there's two.
There's two. Or the scene in which she's at the end of the bar and he's sending her shots.
And she's just missing all. She's not even trying. Smash.
Great.
Yeah. But also the way, like I said, the way that when she's like, I fucking hate
Get
you.
this fucking stool out of my way.
She's like, she looks like she's like so excited about saying it.
Yes.
I fucking hate you. Like she's just like.
There's so many little things that he does this whole movie that are just fucking hilarious.
The Ginobili. We didn't even talk about the fucking Enrique Iglesias. I love that song.
I could be your hero, baby.
That's hilarious. And then gets immediately punched.
That's what the tiger shit.
Yeah.
Tara.
Oh, we didn't even talk about her.
Tara.
And she's got red hair. Right?
What the fuck?
And he's like, she's having sex with him in the fucking hot tub. Or I don't
What's
know
her
if it's
name?
that.
Courtney? He's like calling her his wife's name.
No, it's Tara.
It's Tara. Tara.
My wife, you're married?
This
No.
man called me when I was
She's
9 years
9.
old.
She's only 9 right now.
When the dad's on the phone, this doesn't concern you.
He
Whatever.
calls him by his name. And he's the guy's like,
I saw the messages talking about sucking his toes and sucking his dick.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
Jerry. His name's Jerry. This doesn't concern you, Jerry.
It's so good.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But again, my favorite scene is the music
at the end.
video, the Motley Crue music video of him being in Motley Crue. And if you watch the
Motley
real,
Lou.
Motley Lou, it's the exact video. They did it one for one. And if you look closely, William Zabka's on stage with him singing the
Oh,
song too.
Zapka.
It's great.
So they got
It's so
together, and
good.
that's why they're so fucking
Well, because
rich.
Zapka is the Karate Kid.
Oh yeah,
He's the Karate Kid.
he is the Karate Kid. I don't know if you've seen that episode of How I Met Your Mother, but it's not
I've seen all of them, but
Ralph
it's been
Macchio.
forever.
Ralph Macchio. It's William Zabka.
He's the
Sweep the
Karate
leg.
Kid. Because Ralph, he did an illegal move. He shouldn't have won with that.
Correct.
So,
The crane kick is illegal. What's funny is without that episode, you don't get Cobra Kai. By the way, because William
the How I Met Your
Zabka
Mother.
and Ralph Macchio were out of
Oh,
Hollywood.
you're talking about the episode when they're in it.
Yes.
I thought you meant like the first time he talks about who the Karate Kid is.
No,
to
no,
him,
no. The
so.
episode
'Cause
Barney
that's like early on
when
he first brings it
do
up.
the bachelor party for Barney, where William Zabka is the clown, and then Ralph Macchio's there, and he's like, "Oh look, well we got you the Karate Kid."
Because
It's
he's
"That's
like,
not
that's
the
not
Karate-"
the Karate Kid.
Without that, you don't get the
He
Cobra Kai
also, because
series.
he also says, because in the Terminator,
I used to have the
the
biggest crush
Terminator
on
is
what's-her-face.
he's talking
Kobe
about,
Smothers.
because they're like, who do you root
I
for in the
know.
Terminator? And he's like,
Yeah.
what's the movie named?
Right. The
Like, so
Terminator.
he, but
He's from
there's, I
Canada,
can't
too.
remember what the other ones were. There were like multiple movies they named, and he was always rooting for
Vancouver.
who to other people it's the bad guy.
It's always a bad.
Oh, and Die Hard.
Right.
I think he brought up the like, rooting for the.
Not
Oh my God.
Plaza.
It's not
fucking
Christmas until
Oh, what the
Hans
fuck
Gruber.
Is his name? That's
Hans Gruber
That's
falls
what it
off
is.
the
I was
Nakatomi
like,
Plaza.
why can I not think of his name?
I learned something about myself recently. If I can't remember something, if I can say the words out loud surrounding it, I get it. By the way,
Context clues.
just recently realized I could do that.
That's good. That's good. I like that. Any what the fuck moments for us in this movie?
Yeah, him
Any-
throwing up on the squirrel.
Him trying to grab his son's dick unknowingly.
but also hilarious.
But also, his friend's nephew. So like, still, even if you
Still
take
what the
out the
fuck,
son
yeah,
part,
yeah.
still like, what are you doing?
He's like, "What the fuck, man? Stop being gay."
I'm just trying to help.
Let
me show you.
We fantasize about threesomes. Yeah, with another girl.
I think
Not with two guys.
I think my what the fuck is
I only do two at a time.
sorry.
So
Is
she was the pole.
Could be.
oh.
It's a
So John
touch-
Cusack's character
touch rubber.
literally does like a shit ton of drugs in that one scene,
So many things.
and then he's just fine.
Well, he's not fine.
That's probably
Because she finds him
also-
laying in the snow,
Yeah, but
just
when they
staring
go-
at the
when they
sky
find
with
Violet-
the most random combination of things
That was actually
on
not
his
random.
body.
He's wearing
You know what I mean, though.
the exact outfit Kurt Cobain was wearing in a '90s photo shoot.
What I mean is to her,
Uh-oh.
Okay,
in the
yeah, you're
Have we
right.
got to that part yet? Are those part of your?
I don't
clues?
have it in my fun facts, but I read it today and I was like, yes, it is. Now that I looked
Oh,
at it,
nice.
the glasses, everything.
the fucking hat. Like it just.
You can read them to the sounds of "Sweet Child of Mine." It doesn't matter. It just takes the hit of that
He's
bong.
just so. He's He's my favorite character.
Who'd you think you were, Hunter S. Thompson? I thought I was.
Although the kid's really good too.
Okay, there's another what the fuck for me. Clark Duncan, I think that's his name, like Clark Duncan.
Is that the kid?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about a person that plays the
Clark
same
Duke.
character in
Clark
every movie.
Duke. He was in like a group of movies in like 3 years and then disappeared.
He was also on an episode of New Girl
He's
Probably around the same time.
Guy.
with the girl that John Cusack meets. They were both in the episode of New Girl.
And they were both in Kick-Ass together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And currently, I'm rewatching Desperate Housewives because I hadn't seen it since it was like on when I was like living at my parents' house.
Eva
I'm
Longoria.
rewatching it,
Yeah.
and the girlfriend who stabs him in the eye
You
with
would.
the fork
She's on that too.
is the daughter of one of the.
Well, she's
people
also
the show.
on what show as well? She's Ted Mosby's
Oh,
daughter.
and how I met How Much
Yeah.
Mother. Yep.
Small World. Featuring the Karate Kid, William Zabka.
Exactly.
William.
No one ever talks about me about my poetry.
God damn it. Fucking William. The fun facts of the fucking week. Your pick, man. In an interview, John Cusack stated... In a world. John Cusack stated that he made his decision to join the cast of this film almost entirely based off the title of the movie.
That's funny.
Think
Nice.
about that.
Nice.
Like, hey, you want to be in this movie? What's it called? Hot Tub Time Machine. I'm in.
He probably needed money.
I mean, that probably helps. but also
What movie titles do you think people would get and they would say no based off the title?
some movies have working titles too. So a lot of them,
Predator.
when they get scripts,
The Predator.
The Predator, yeah.
I feel like a lot of times when people get scripts, it actually isn't like
Correct.
the name that it ends up being.
Correct,
So I
yeah.
think that's even funnier because sometimes they're accepting movies with probably weirder names.
Right, because American Pie's working name was Not Another Teen Movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
And Scream's working title was Scary Movie.
Friends wasn't even Friends.
Oh, shit.
Like when they put that together, it was not called Friends.
It's wild how things just work out, and then that's how it is. The long brown coat that Adam wears near the end is just like the one John Cusack's character wears in the famous boombox scene from Say Anything.
Oh.
A little homage, if you will.
Homage.
When Lou, Rob Corddry, has the idea to gamble on a football game that he already knows the outcome of, Rick, William Zabka's character, walks up to Lou after winning and asks, "Hey, McFly, how'd you get so lucky?" This is a reference to
McFly.
Back to the Future 2, where Biff steals the sports almanac from Marty McFly and gives it to his younger
When did
self.
that movie come out?
1989.
No, Back to the Future did?
Yes.
So this
And this
is-
movie was 86.
So it doesn't make sense, yes.
Oh, there it was.
Trust me, I was going to get to that. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, come on, it's funny.
Yeah.
Unless he knows the future, too. Several months after the film had wrapped principal photography, it was decided that additional scenes were needed. The scenes with William Zabka were filmed just a few months before the film was released. So all that extra stuff with the gambling, the sucking of dicks, everything, that was added extra at the end.
Oh,
And
nice.
you know what? It pads the film out a little bit.
Sure.
And it does, when you think about it, it does make it seem like it is different or extra. You know what I mean? Like,
When you think about it, yeah.
right, because John Cusack's not in any of that,
Oh, okay.
right? He doesn't even know about that, about William Zabka or all that, or Twitagra, or coming up with Miley Cyrus and all that shit. So that's all I got.
Nice.
There wasn't a lot of fun facts for this one that were good.
Sure.
So, final decision out of 10: is this a must-watch, a recommend, or skip? Wally first.
I think this is I wouldn't say a must-watch, but I highly recommend. Because I find this funny as shit. It is hilarious. It is nonstop. If you like the stupid / raunchy comedies, be right up your alley. It's good.
Out of 10?
7.2.
7.2. You're always with that weird. You're never gonna stop. Just do it.
Nope, never gonna stop.
Never gonna stop.
Never stop, never stopping.
Never gonna stop. Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna give you up.
Tara, what do you got?
I'm actually gonna call it a must watch because I would if I came across somebody who had not seen this movie, I would tell them, okay, no, you have to watch it. You have to watch this. But that's me. I just really enjoy it. I feel
This is
like
right
it's-
below a must-watch for me. Just so you know.
I think that it's I would recommend it to a higher percentage
Do you know
of
what
people than
my-
I wouldn't. So to me, it's a must watch.
Do you know how I would grade a must-watch?
Mm.
Is if I actually remembered to tell someone to watch it without it being
Oh.
in my forefront.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Like it's something that you just bring up to random people.
Yeah, if someone's like, "Hey, watch a comedy," I'd be like, "Oh yeah, Wedding Crashers," all the stereotypical ones.
Mhm.
I don't think I'd ever say Hot Tub Time
I
Machine.
think I would.
Not that I don't think it's up there.
If
It's
I
just maybe
had-
not as memorable. I don't know.
Yeah. If I had somebody go, name me a movie that is your comedy or your breed of joke,
Sure.
I would be like Wedding Crashers, Hot Tub Time Machine. That's it.
Sure.
Beyond that, I don't know. Ace Ventura 2.
Yeah. That feels different, even though it is a comedy.
No, it feels different to me too because
Yeah.
that's not something I would go to
But-
watch.
but
But
me-
I would absolutely Wedding Crashers, Hot Tub Time Machine, Step Brothers.
As a child growing up,
The other guys.
I was Ace Ventura. So that's me in a
Multiplicity.
nutshell. You know what I mean? If you ask my parents what it was like growing up with Steve, it was fucking Jim Carrey being Ace Ventura for fucking 5 years. There's someone on the wing.
and then as far as my score goes, I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
7.5. Okay, we're going up a little bit.
Yeah.
So let me read what I got. This is my humor. Every part of this movie reeks of my style of jokes
Should we
and
start writing? Like,
dumb shit. You can if you want. I just do it because I'm not going to
Never gonna
remember.
do it.
never gonna.
Lou is my spirit animal, and that is not a good thing, but I'm here for it. Beyond the crude humor, there's a good story about how along the way you lose your friends, but they're always there for you when you need them. And this is just a fucking great movie. Like, I just feel like even though it's a comedy, crude, whatever, there's still a good message, like I said, about friendship and having each other's backs when you really need it, right? I'm giving this an 8 out of 10, and I think this is a must-watch comedy movie if you want to see something in that crude demographic. If you're in the todays and the nows and
I agree.
you're like, oh, I'm a little triggered by things, which, let's be real, a lot of people kind of are, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's stuff to be said about not being...
You're missing out.
You're definitely missing out, but there are a lot of F's in this movie.
I agree with you, though. I think, to clarify,
Dicks
it's a
in cocks.
must-watch comedy.
Is Dick's
To
there?
me, it's a must-watch comedy. So it may not be up
What
there
about
with
cocks?
like some of the greats
Sure,
where
sure.
I'd be like, I don't care what genre, you need to see this movie. So to me, it's a must-watch comedy. So I agree with that.
Right.
It's
If
more
you
of
want to
like,
fucking laugh
yeah.
and laugh
then
a
yes,
lot,
a must-watch.
watch this movie. If you can't get past the fact that it is dumb, the whole premise of this being a hot tub time machine, that's the whole idea.
Maybe
like,
that should be our new grading system. Like must watch, great, and like legendary.
whatever you want to do.
Or top
Legendary
tier,
is
something
more
Well, we
like
got-
must-watch?
Oh, I got what you're saying. So there's something above must watch. There's a
Yeah. A must watch doesn't have to mean it's fucking the most awesome.
the best movie. I got you.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I was just figuring making something different to where, must watch, recommend, or skip. It's kind of
Yeah.
easy, right? Like, hey, you must watch this. Here's the reason, and this is my score. So 8 out of 10, 7.5, 7.2. I think we're in a good agreement that this is
a good movie.
a great comedy. Next week, it's Tara's pick. We're back to the regular schedule programming. No fucking holiday movies, no horror movies. What do you got? Fuck.
So,
I know it's going to be bad.
so I'm going to pick, and I don't know if either of you have seen it, but I'm going to pick
Oh, God, it's out there.
Pop Star,
Never Stop Popping.
Never Stopping with Andy Samberg.
She gave us a hint earlier.
I have no idea what that is.
Do you like Andy Samberg?
It's kind of a spoof.
Depends on which kind of Andy Samberg, because he likes to.
Do you like The Lonely Island?
Yeah, I'm in.
Then
Yeah,
that's
you're
I'm
gonna-
in.
yep,
I'm
yep,
in.
yep.
Never Stop, Never Stop.
It's
But
it's
if it's like that, I what's that show he does?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, Brooklyn. I can watch parts of it, but it's not my
I
thing.
love that show.
If it's hot
It's not
rod
that.
ish,
It's Hot Rodish.
I'm in.
It's Hot
baby.
Rodish mixed with Lonely Island.
Okay, yeah, I'm in. I'm already sold.
Pretty sure.
It's Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping, and it's supposed to be like the name of it and the style is supposed to be a spoof off of Justin Bieber's Never Stop Believing or whatever.
Think
whatever
of
Believe-
Justin Timberlake if he was the dumbest person in the world.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Played by Andy Samberg.
And I love that you haven't seen. Have you seen it?
I've seen parts of it. I haven't actually seen
I
the
love
whole
that.
movie.
I
Like,
love
I haven't
that.
sat down to watch all of it. My wife watched it and she's like, this is dumb. And I went, yes.
It is dumb, but
We
it's
like dumb.
I'm excited for you guys to watch it. and
Never
to
Stop, Never
discuss it.
Stopping.
I'm in.
Cool. He's in.
It's a new movie. It's been a while since there's a movie I haven't seen.
And I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine mainly because of him and the captain who RIP just passed, that actor. But I just rewatched Brooklyn Nine-Nine and
Raymond Holt.
it made me think of wow, I
don't
like
mind
Andy
it, but that's just
Samberg.
it's not my thing.
It's hard to
I-
watch a lot of.
I'm
but yeah,
excited
one episode here
that
and there,
there's a
sure.
new movie coming out. Did you see that?
Didn't know that.
There's a new movie coming out. Andy Samberg's in it, and he's playing himself. And then Jake Johnson, who plays Nick Miller on New Girl, and Anna Kendrick are in it, and it's about people. So Andy Samberg recruits Jake Johnson's character for this like new rich person like competition. And so you pick a random off the street, and that person has to survive. And so there are all these people out trying to like kill them. So the movie is basically like Jake Johnson and Anna Kendrick meet up, realizing they're both kind of in this
The
thing,
Wildest
and so
Game?
they're
What is that
like,
book
well,
where they
let's
hunt people. What the fuck is that?
the what?
With the book,
Most Dangerous Game.
Most Dangerous Game. Yeah. The Pest.
But like, so that's the
You
premise
kill a
of that.
quacky.
And I think I don't remember when it says it comes out, but I'm excited for that because I don't think he's in it a lot. But it made me go, oh, Andy, I'm like,
Andy.
I'd like to see him in more shit.
Yeah, I like Andy Samberg. I just it depends on what it is.
Mhm.
So cool. Well, that's That's a wrap on the Hot Tub Time Machine.
Good movie.
Great movie. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching it on YouTube. Subscribe if you're still here. If you're not, I don't know. Fuck you. Next week,
Fuck you.
Pop Star. Never stop stopping.
Never
We're
stop,
not-
never stopping.
Whatever. Same. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.